Coming up next on this edition of In the City, a new road named after a former Murfreesboro mayor. Also, the Rutherford County Convention and Visitors Bureau receives its latest tourism data. Plus, the 11th Safe Haven box in Tennessee found its home to Fire Station 4 off Medical Center Parkway. And the Journey Home breaks ground on its new 20,000 square foot facility. We'll tell you all about those stories and more coming up right now on this edition of In the City. Welcome to another edition of In the City, your source for what's happening right here in the city of Murfreesboro. I'm Michael Linn White. On a day filled with sunshine and smiles, city leaders gathered with former Mayor Tommy Bragg and his family to name a new stretch of roadway to Tommy Bragg Drive.
It goes over to one of the first neighborhoods that we lived in Murfreesboro, which was off Garrison Lane, called Racket Club Drive.
This road connects Beasy Road to River Rock Boulevard by bridge. Murfreesboro City Manager explains the completion of the city's newest road project.
Some stats on the bridge. The bridge has 6 spans, longest span being over the river is 140 feet. And the total cost of the project was $8.65 million. The total bridge length is 550 feet. So the beams over the river are deeper to accommodate the long span, and the easternmost spans are shallower to allow the bridge to be as low as possible and to still allow the 100-year storm to pass the bridge. Obviously, we've got a multi-purpose path and we have a pedestrian path. Those are separated by concrete barriers. We've got street lighting. The benefits, obviously, we've got the local residents in River Rock Boulevard and Garrison Lane are able to get to destinations on Warrior Drive and Beasy Road without going through State Route 99 and the I-24 interchange, and it also allows motorists to avoid Garrison Lane at Old Fort Parkway intersection. It does provide access to our greenway system and the sidewalk and multi-use paths.
Gore then gave a brief biography of one of Murfreesboro's most popular mayors.
So Tommy was born and raised here in Murfreesboro. He's been married to his beautiful wife, Jeannie, for 55 years, has 3 children, Beth, Ann, and John. He has 2 grandchildren. So Tommy earned his degree in journalism from UT Knoxville. He's a retired colonel in the Tennessee Air National Guard. So Tommy served as the mayor of Murfreesboro for 3 terms from 2002 to 2014. He ran on support for the city schools, sustainable economic development, and support and cooperation with Middle Tennessee State University. During his tenure, he played a significant role in the city's development, overseeing a period of substantial growth, notably the Gateway area and Medical Center Parkway. Tommy received the Mayor of the Year Award in 2005 from the Tennessee Municipal League. He served as president of TML in 2006. So we are very lucky to have had him as mayor. I consider him a close personal friend.
Then the honoree stepped up to the mic to express his appreciation.
I could not have done it without the love and admiration of this beautiful woman standing next to me, and I want to give her an extra round of applause for Jeannie Bragg. My family lived through a few turbulent times, but it was always fun to be mayor of your city. It is a great place to live, and after working with our city employees and our fire department, our police department, Parks and Rec, planning, it just became evident to me more and more every day of what a great place we have to live and how great they are in taking care of us. It is a pleasure and a great honor for me, and I certainly appreciate it. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for this honor to me and to my family, and for making Murfreesboro a great place that we all love to live and to work and make a place for our children. Thank you all.
1, 2, 3. There you go. All right.
The annual Fire Expo brings the city and county together, giving residents an opportunity to meet first responders and check out their gear. Murfreesboro and Rutherford County Fire Rescue team up for the annual Fire Expo.
It's just an opportunity to come together as a county and city and just provide something that the citizens can come and learn and know what we do.
A fun community event for everyone to chat with firefighters and police officers and to check out a medical helicopter, Murfreesboro Police Special Ops, Swiftwater gear, fire safety info, and more.
It's good to get out information to the public. It's a good thing for them to be able to come in and see what we do and the information we have to share with them.
One of the highlights is the extrication competition. They have a similar car for each side to see who can remove the parts the fastest, something they have to do often in real life.
The extrication competition, it's our city employees and the county employees take it very seriously. We got a trophy that we get to carry back home and be the winner for the year till we do it again. So we pick the best of our guys and they do the same.
It's always a fun time for the city and county to work together and have an event to enjoy the community they serve every day. Representatives, personnel from Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Department, local advocates, community, and city leaders gathered to bless potential life-saving equipment.
Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Department's Station 4 is home to the latest Safe Haven box in Tennessee. A Safe Haven box is where parents can anonymously surrender their child in a safe manner.
So the Safe Haven law has been around since 1999. It was started in Texas, which is one of the states that has the most abandonments in our country. You can walk into a fire department or hospital, you can hand surrender your infant to a person face to face. Even with that, we have 3 babies a week that are abandoned in trash cans or in dumpsters across our nation. Nowadays, women want anonymity. They want an anonymous way to surrender their infants without being seen face to face.
We've got a tradition in Murfreesboro to be able to protect those who can't protect themselves. My prayer is that this box is never used. I pray that there are resources in our community that we can make sure and support young moms and young dads.
So a woman will walk up to the box, she will open it, so it'll send off the first alarm. Once she places that infant in the box, there's a beam there that's broken. Once that happens, they will call dispatch automatically. They will come to the baby box, they will pull out the infant, do a wellness check on it, and they'll take that child to the hospital.
Whatever condition the infant may be in, our personnel are trained EMT status and can treat a baby. You know, anything that we find, of course, then we'll be taking it to the hospital. So it'll be a very minimum effect to our employees here at the station.
There are 11 Safe Haven box locations in Tennessee and 272 across the country. They are temperature controlled and automatically lock when a baby is placed inside. On-site training took place for fire rescue personnel.
At the training, what we do is train the fire department on their Safe Haven law itself, and then we go through and train them on the box.
Hopefully, like we said, we hope we never use it, but if it's needed, it's there.
The Journey Home, dedicated to serving the homeless and at-risk populations in Rutherford County, celebrates the groundbreaking of its new 20,000 square foot facility. The Journey Home, a nonprofit organization dedicated to serving the homeless and at-risk populations in Rutherford County, celebrates the groundbreaking of its new 20,000 square foot facility with 10 short-term family units. The expanded center will provide critical resources, medical care, and supportive services for individuals and families in need. The new facility, located on Old Salem Road, is designed to be a space for those experiencing homelessness. It will include mental health counseling, job training programs, housing assistance, and other vital services aimed at helping people regain stability. With the rising cost of housing and a growing number of people facing homelessness, the Journey Home's expansion is a crucial step in addressing the community's needs. The Journey Home owns the 1.4 acres of undeveloped land where the project will be constructed. The property is 1 mile from the existing facility, and once operational, it will significantly increase the nonprofit's capacity to serve the unhoused population in Middle Tennessee. An area off of Las Casas Pike is a success story for stormwater control. Now there's even more of a reason for residents to enjoy this area.
A book written by a city school student and city employee was donated to the Little Free Library inside the Garrison Creek Habitat Restoration Area off of Las Casas Highway.
We're here today at Garrison Creek Cove, here at the library for the Reader's Nook, presenting the book A Rainy Day to John McFadden. The book was published in early 2024, and it was really based on our desire to help children fall in love with reading again. And because you have this nook right here on the backside of a subdivision, I can't think of a better place for a rainy day book to be.
Siebert explains the inspiring story of her connection with the student to write the book.
You know, the book, The Rainy Day, started off from just a casual happenstance meeting of a little second grader and her mom at Target. And in the conversation as I departed, she said, I need a dictionary now because I can't read. And every Tuesday, over 2 months, we were doing tutoring.
I was used to be probably like a 3 or 4, but now I'm like an 8 right now. It was all because of Miss Sharon, who taught me how to say different words that I didn't know, new vocabulary.
She started using words together. That's the beginning of this book, A Rainy Day. And I started asking questions, adding content to it, and before you know it, this 21-page book was published.
I have my book. This is what it is, A Rainy Day. This is my first book I made, but it took about a year to make this happen.
The respect that a father gets in this book, how he gives her confidence and validates her. Every little girl wants that from their dad, and I hope that this book will be looked at in that sense.
The Bushman Creek tributary in 2012 was non-existent. It was mowed down to the water's edge with very limited vegetation on its banks and was on Tennessee's impaired list. A group of volunteers, because of Green Interchange and TDEC's partnership with the City Stormwater Department and MTSU, came together to help restore the creek.
Years ago, 2012, I was turning 50 and I wanted to plant 5,000 trees in a day. This Garrison Creek was all mowed. And so we did that in about 3 hours with 75 MTSU students. We just kept coming back over the years and planting bigger trees. And you know, now, 2024, it's working on being a mature forest.
Because this area is near neighborhoods, the city hopes residents will use this as a place to enjoy books and nature.
You know, years ago when we started working down here, we saw the kids walking from Oakland High School to some of these other businesses up here, and they're walking on Lascassas Pike. And so we thought, man, wouldn't it be great for them to have a trail that's separated, much safer for our kids. Thank you so much, Sharon. We're so excited about this project and to put it in the library here on Garrison Creek in the lower reading nook.
It's our pleasure.
To top the day off, a new library box was installed thanks to a donation from the Predators Foundation. Kids from McFadden painted it.
The Rutherford County Convention and Visitors Bureau received its latest tourism data. The money from tourism is a key driver of economic growth. The Rutherford County Convention and Visitors Bureau released tourism numbers for 2023.
We are excited to report that Tennessee tourism is thriving with $30.6 billion generated in tourist activity last year, bringing 144 million visitors to the state. And locally, tourism continues to be a major economic development driver with $772 million generated last year. That's a $28 million increase over the previous year, bringing over 5 million visitors to Rutherford County. And we are proud to be ranked 7 out of 95 counties across the state.
The Rutherford County Convention and Visitors Bureau received its latest tourism data. The results are exciting for the community. The Tennessee Department of Tourism Development works with tourism economics on these numbers.
Visitors are temporary taxpayers. They come into our area, they stay in our hotels, they dine in our restaurants, they shop in our retail stores, and they go home. So we don't have to educate their children or build roads for them. So it's truly a great deal. And each household in the county enjoys a tax savings of $619 every year because of tourism.
According to the report, Rutherford County welcomes a record number of visitors last year. That generated millions of dollars for our community.
The $75 million generated through state and local taxes complement the local government budgets to increase infrastructure. It goes towards schools as well as other projects.
The surge in tourism has generated a substantial economic impact, bringing millions of dollars to local businesses, restaurants, and attractions. The CVB expressed its enthusiasm over these numbers, emphasizing how tourism continues to be a key driver of the county's economic growth.
Sports is a thriving market here in Rutherford County. Actually, in 2014, we trademarked Rutherford County the sports capital of Tennessee. We have capitalized on that. We now host more state, regional, and national events than ever before. Another market that we're focused on, of course, is the cultural and heritage tourism segment. Rutherford Arts Alliance and the Arts and Economic Prosperity Study released some great numbers that shows that cultural and arts events generated over $52 million.
The economic benefits of these tourism numbers are already being felt around the county. From hotel bookings to retail sales, the additional revenue is helping fund public service, infrastructure improvements, and local programs. The Chamber believes this growth in tourism is a testament to the county's efforts in marketing and developing its attractions.
Our goal every year is to increase our tourism economic impact numbers by 5%. Through our marketing programs with a strong focus to enhance the quality of life for all residents of Rutherford County through our tax savings.
With continued investment in tourism initiatives, Rutherford County is set to remain a thriving destination for years to come, benefiting both visitors and residents. Murfreesboro Police Department School Safety Division, along with Murfreesboro City Schools and emergency responders, met to review safety procedures so they will be fully prepared in the event of an emergency at one of our schools.
The big thing is about how do we keep our kids safe, how do we keep our students and staff and our schools safe.
Public safety personnel from Murfreesboro and neighboring cities met with Murfreesboro City Schools to participate in some school crisis training.
So today what we're doing is we're doing some joint training and then some tabletop exercises dealing with incidents that have happened in our school system. We've reached out to agencies, not just the Murfreesboro Police Department, but also Murfreesboro City Schools. The school bus system is here, the Sheriff's Department here, the Fire Department, EMS, all the emergency responders along with the school system that might come to a school for some sort of emergency event. You know, we all have different specialties that we work within, but what we found is we need to work together as a team to be a lot more effective. You know, ultimately, our goal is to keep our students and staff safe in our schools, and this is one way of doing that. We just get better at what we do when we work together and we practice ahead of time. And there is a bus crash involving bus number 550. It's a Murfreesboro City school bus.
Not only did the attendees review procedures for emergency situations, they also participated in 2 tabletop exercises that allowed them to talk through how they would handle a crisis at one of the schools.
Today we kind of review the procedures that we have in place, and then on top of that we sit down and we actually have different exercises for kind of emergencies. How do we respond so we can look at our procedures and say, are we doing the best job possible to respond to and take care of these emergencies? So one of the exercises we're going to work on today involves a bus incident where a bus has crashed, and then, you know, we deal a lot with, well, how do we manage that? Because that's a real thing that could happen to any of us today. It has happened before and could happen today. And how do we best take care of the kids who are on that bus when the crash occurs? And, you know, how do we get them back to in school? How do we take care of them not just during the crash but afterwards? Do they need counseling? Do they need help? Do they need how can we support them best and take care of them? And then the other one will be an active attack at a school. I think there's not a parent in America today who doesn't worry about a bad actor coming to one of our schools and doing bad things in our schools. And so a lot of what we emphasize today is the immediacy of responding and ending that kind of event immediately on the law enforcement side. But on the back side of that is, how do we work with fire, EMS, and our school system to take care of the kids who are there who might be hurt or injured? And then how do we help them work through and recover from this? How do we make sure that parents know what's going on and they get reunified with their kids at the right place at the right time? So there's a lot of those factors that we really work on that we want to get better at every aspect of it. How do we work through the problems that we know, the chaos? How do we manage the chaos? Because that's what those things are. They're very chaotic. How do we manage that best? How do we take care of the kids that are in our care? And that's what we want.
Through working together to manage these school emergency scenarios, the attendees were able to learn to communicate effectively with other public safety departments and build relationships that will help them work as a team to effectively handle a school crisis when it occurs.
A lot of this has to do with us understanding the flow of these kind of events, how they unfold, and as a response to that, how do we work together as a team? How do we communicate effectively? How do we know what radio channels to operate on? How do we talk to each other? How do we pre-plan? So we're prepared for the worst. And if we're prepared for the worst, then we're prepared for all the little minor emergencies that actually happen every day. And it builds relationships. With relationships, we find that when things happen, that we're able to talk to each other. I pick up the phone and I talk to people that are my contemporaries in other agencies or other departments, and we can talk about how would we best manage this thing or this event. So it's a lot of team building that we do here, a lot of working together. Typically, communication is usually the biggest failure. And so what we really work to get on this together is a team approach, so we get the right people to the right place at the right time, because that's what saves lives.
The Tech Junior program gives kids an opportunity for hands-on training in backstage theater production. Perform Murfreesboro, the city's youth theater program, has an exciting new initiative giving kids a hands-on introduction to the technical side of theater.
The Tech Junior program really started with a couple of students that came to us and saw what we were doing backstage and in other departments and wanted to learn it themselves. So they came to us and asked if they could be a part of that part of the process, and we decided to open up multiple departments for them to potentially join and learn how those departments run. It's a different side of show production that I think is something that a lot of kids that are typically a part of our productions don't usually get exposed to.
But we do have to save it.
The Tech Junior program offers young participants the chance to learn the ins and outs of backstage production, covering everything from makeup and costumes to sound and lighting.
It's a little bit of an independent study. We kind of teach them some things, and then we get them assigned to like a project that they will continue to work on throughout the course of the production, whether that's the look of costume and makeup, or whether that's a show file that they will use to perform a mix of the show or on audio, or whether they're performing the show as a lighting tech.
Designed for kids ages 14 to 18, Tech Junior goes beyond typical acting programs, focusing on the often overlooked skills that make a production possible. Participants receive hands-on training in stage management, set design, sound engineering, lighting techniques, and makeup artistry.
I am the makeup designer, so I do all of the makeup designs, and basically it's my job to kind of evoke every character's kind of personality through their physical makeup. So yeah.
Tech Junior students have the chance to work on real productions by Perform Murfreesboro. This experience is aimed at building confidence, teamwork, and problem-solving skills, all while giving kids an authentic look at what it takes to run a successful production.
There's a bigger world to production than just what's on stage, which they're the ones that are supposed to be seen and heard, and that's fantastic. But there are those of us that we are not supposed to be seen and heard, and we're backstage and we're making some things happen to help elevate that performance.
One of the participants, who is usually on stage, is trying his hand this time behind the scenes in an assistant director role.
I've been helping backstage. I also helped with the lights, as well as some hands in the creative department as well, seeing how some scenes play out, helping blocking, noting where everybody is coming in. We make something called a tech script, which tells us where everybody's coming out and where set pieces need to be.
The response to the program has been great. These students say it's important to offer programs that expand the theater experience for everyone.
Tech Junior is really important because it gives people an outlet to see how much production goes into theater, that it's not just actors acting and then just putting it on stage. It's a whole makeup crew, it's a whole audio and production side, it's sewing. Also developing those skills for these kids all around us, that gives them an outlet to learn more life skills and more useful skills, and something that they could actually find out that they enjoy.
By expanding opportunities for kids in the Murfreesboro area, Perform Murfreesboro continues to create a space for youth to participate in the arts in innovative and exciting ways. We are excited that we have partnered with PAWS of Rutherford County to bring you the Pet of the Month. This month, there are two. Meet Wally. This playful pup came in as a stray, so we don't have his background or history, but he has proven to be quite a social, well-behaved boy. He's a 1.5 years old, 34 pounds, and loves to sit and pose as long as he gets treats in return. Wally is neutered, vaccinated, and heartworm negative. Next, Kenny says hello. This 1-year-old, 36-pound boy is overflowing with playful energy. Spend a few minutes with him and you'll see his social, bubbly personality shine. Kenny is neutered, vaccinated, and heartworm negative. For more information about Wally, Kenny, or any other dogs and cats available for adoption, contact PAWS at 615-898-7740 or email them at paws@rutherfordcountytn.gov. The City of Murfreesboro is conducting a special census called Count Me In to ensure an accurate count of its residents. The official certified population for the city is 152,769 based on the federal census in 2020. Based on 7,500 new residential permits and net migration, the true population has easily increased by 20,000 since the 2020 census. Here's a message from the mayor to explain how you can be counted.
Can we count you in? The City of Murfreesboro is conducting a special census and we need you. We want to get an accurate count of our residents compared to the last census. The more people that are counted, the more state shared revenue dollars Murfreesboro receives. Cities throughout Tennessee receive approximately $175 per resident. Those dollars shared with us will greatly benefit our community. Build roads, maintain parks, improve public safety, and much more. Another big benefit is the more dollars we receive could also help keep our taxes low. You can complete the special census by going to murfreesborocensus.com and filling out your information online. All we need is your address and the first and last names of everyone living at your home. That's it. We will also be mailing census packets that can be filled out and returned. The information you provide will only be used for the census and nothing else. For those that don't respond, the Fire Rescue Department will go door to door to those homes asking for your help. Again, the information collected will only be used for the census. We need everyone to participate, so take part in our 2025 special census to make our community even better.
Once the count is complete and audited, the city will submit its results to the state for adoption as the certified population during the 2025 budget process. The Water Resources Department announces its National Imagine a Day Without Water video contest winners. With 11 entries from 5 schools, the young writers and artists inspired the judges with their creativity. In first place, Natalie Nelson from Oakland High School. Second place, Finley Hummel from Stewart's Creek High School. Third place, Nicole Oganji from Oakland High School. And a well-deserved honorable mention goes to Shania Hamilton from Oakland High School. Congratulations to all the winners for their hard work. The City Schools Foundation has awarded over $72,000 in grants to educators in Murfreesboro City Schools. These grants are designed to support teachers in acquiring classroom resources not typically provided by taxpayer dollars. Educators were invited to submit proposals which were reviewed and scored anonymously based on merit. This year, 152 grant applications were submitted with 50 proposals selected for funding. The work of the foundation makes a tremendous impact on our schools, said Dr. Trey Duke, Director of Schools. The dedication of the individuals serving on the foundation board is unquestionable, and their continued support is invaluable to the students and teachers of Murfreesboro. CityTV's John Padgett wins a Silver Circle Award for his Greenways, Blueways, and Bikeways PSA at the National City County Communications and Marketing Association Annual Awards Ceremony. Well, that's it for this edition of In the City. As always, for more information about the City of Murfreesboro or any of the stories you've seen here, you can always visit our website at www.murfreesborotn.gov. And if you want to see any of the stories that you've seen today or catch up on some of the latest city news, you can always visit the City of Murfreesboro's YouTube channel. I'm Michael Linn White, and until next time, we look forward to seeing you in the city.